Hey, so this is my breakdown of Primož Roglič latest move to Bora-Hansgrohe. It's a very big move. I love it, and here's what I think is going to happen next year at Bora and potentially for Primož Roglič. So I'd like to start with who is leaving at Jumbo Visma. Some very, very big names, including Steven Kruijswijk, who's we've seen in the past on the previous Primož Roglic Instagram posts where Primoz was training with Steven in the high mountains. So some very, very big shoes to fill at Bora. Also, Sepp Kuss, who became himself in his own right a GC threat, winning La Vuelta a España, a very enormous win with 1, 2, 3 of the GC finishes being Jumbo Visma. That was some very spectacular cycling. And in the past, Kuss was always identified as the companion to any Jumbo Visma GC star, which who was a few years ago Primoz Roglic at the Tour de France. It was Kuss leading up in the mountains, some very, very big riding, some very influential riding. And then the year after, when it became Jonas at the Tour de France, we also saw Sepp Kuss being very, very influential, putting down enormous power, enormous strain on the GC favorites to help Jonas win 2 Tour de France. So Jumbo Visma train is something we don't see very often in professional cycling, especially in the mountains. We see in the past, if we think very long time ago, the Discovery Channel train in 2006, 2007. So some very big shoes to fill. And, hopefully we get a better understanding of what is going to happen year 2024 in the UCI Pro Peloton with Primoz Roglic in the Bora uniform. It's going to be some spectacular cycling, some very interesting and potentially Bora putting together a team that can and will resume Primoz Roglic participation in the year's Tour de France. So let's go over these names at Bora. So now I'd love to go over who is joining at Bora. And the first name we think of, obviously, is Alexander Vlasov. Vlasov, who made did not finish the Giro d'Italia and made top 10 at La Vuelta, and he is the current GC type rider, top star at Bora, and who I believe maybe can follow Roglic and support Roglic through the high mountains. It's gonna be very difficult to find any names as such as Kuss, Kruijswijk, and obviously Vingegaard in the Bora roster. Primož Roglic as a very demanding and exhausting type of rider. Uh, who follows the likes of Vingegaard and Pogacar through high mountains, through many stages. Uh, so to have the type of rider to support and also lead Bora train up the mountain uh, is Vlasov gonna sacrifice a lot of energy to put strain on the GC contender at the front of the Tour de France peloton? I doubt it. Maybe he is in the GC party up the mountain, and maybe there's something that can happen where there is attacks from different different Bora riders to attempt to put strain on other team stars is going to be very difficult. Also, we have Jai Hindley, who himself became a GC contender, and through his own sensitivities, obviously, he won the Giro d'Italia in 2022. So, through his own sensitivities, maybe not the type of rider that can accompany the likes of the GC party in the Tour de France. Maybe he would like to resume his success at La Vuelta or the Giro. Uh, Also, a winner at a Tour de France stage, some very demanding riding to win a stage and then to go back to the GC party and follow along the likes of any Adam Yates, Simon Yates, Roglic, Pogacar, Vlasov. Is going to be asked to follow those names along Roglic to provide support. So that's where we see some very, very demanding and strenuous style of cycling that we have not seen yet from riders of the likes of Vlasov at the past Tour de France. So yeah, we have stage hunters at the on the Bora side, Kamna, which has not shown yet the potential to endure the type of riding that is needed to support uh, a Primož Roglic through the high mountains. We have the likes of Higita, very young, very successful stage hunter, very a very talented young rider. Hoyt de Brooks, who's a very talented name. Some top 10 finishes at some big GCs, La Vuelta. So, but it's not the name we have at Jumbo. So, for a rider like Roglic, it's what's needed. It's what's made him successful in the past. It can make any uh, Jumbo Visma GC Star successful. We've seen it with Kuss. Vingegaard, the Jumbo Visma train is very influential in the peloton. It's something we don't even see on the UAE team Emirates side with Pogacar. Pogacar being the rider that he is very strong. He's able to put pressure himself on the other GC favorites. So it's a very, very big team effort from Jumbo Visma to put pressure on GC favorites that I don't think we're going to see from Bora. Bora does not have the cast to put pressure on anyone. So my final take on the Primož Roglic move to Bora and Grohe is that obviously for Primož, team-wise, it is a downgrade. He does not have the supporting cast at Bora to put pressure on anyone at the Tour de France. It's an opportunity for him to maybe change of scenery. Uh, Also, maybe a look at the door from Jumbo Visma, who had some a very talented up and coming rider upstaging him. Obviously, a Giro d'Italia one was very big for Roglic. So the Jumbo Visma train is not something we see a lot in cycling, especially leading up in the mountain and putting strain on anyone else and forcing a selection very early selection with the likes of Vilko Kelderman, Rohan Dennis, who can put a lot of pressure leading up the mountain. Sepp Kuss was obviously the name in the past year to keep the pressure on through the high mountains and following through many stages. So that's my final assessment is that Primoz will not have the support cast that he had at Jumbo Visma is a very successful team and some very influential team riding that can put a lot of these talented guys on any podium, and especially the Tour de France. I don't believe Roglic is going to be any threat to anyone at the Tour de France because he's going to be behind a lot of guys, and maybe there's going to be some types of reshuffling in the peloton. He's not going to have the same place he had in the Jumbo Visma echelon. So it's going to be very interesting to where uh, Primož can position himself leading up the mountain and the type of strain, this style of riding and constant repositioning, because obviously Jumbo is not gonna let him benefit from anything that he was a previous benefiter from.